Whee! Hey there, Lisa Johnson here, your Yum Ambassador at Live Yummy. And today I am going to make a really cool set of shelving out of something I found at the dump. I found this set of shelving at the dump, and it was wooden colored, and I've primed it now twice with a white primer. And I am going to make a very cool set of shelving out of this. For this project, all you need is some Mod-Podge, scissors, and a paintbrush. We also have a free book bin at our dump, and I found this great old atlas, and most of it's just regular kind of maps like you see in any kind of atlas, but the first few pages are these really great colors. I mean, look at how beautiful these are. I mean, these colors really pop, and so these are going to be great pages. I think this whole bookshelf is going to be this gorgeous blue and turquoise and white set of colors. I mean, look at those gorgeous colors. I just love it. And here, oh, we got to the deep blue ocean, right? Great colors. Now, this is just far better coloring than I'm ever going to find in any of these road maps, you know? Even the ones in different parts of the world. I mean, they're okay, but they're nowhere near as beautiful or colorful. Now, one of the tricks is this is going to be, I can only use one side of each piece of paper, right? So this one's easy because I don't really want that color, I want this color. So on this page, I'm going to tear this out or cut this out, and I'm going to use this side. When it comes to this page, I can either use this side or this side. I can't use both. So I think even though they're both great, I'll go for this one because it's got color on a bigger piece of paper. Now we get to this one. It's either this one with the cool blue or this one with a really cool blue. I think I'm going to pick this one again. Now, but this one, there's no question. I definitely want Antarctica because that is a great looking color. I hate to give up this part of the world, but I can only have one side. If I had a really big, really great photocopier, we could do that. So I'm starting by just gently tearing out all the pages. And so I'm just taking it as easy as I can to make sure I get it as close to the binding as possible. Okay, so I got all those pages torn out. They came out really easily. Okay, so now is the time where I start applying actual paper to this set of shelving. And this is the moment where it's really easy to just put off doing it because it's scary. You know, you're gonna actually impact this piece of wood. The thing that I keep reminding myself is that I pulled it out of the dump, so it really doesn't matter what I do to it, and I shouldn't feel bad about or scary that I'm gonna ruin it because it was already ruined. But there's that moment where you just before you put pen to paper or paint to paper or paint to furniture, where it's easy to think, well, maybe I should just work on some other project instead today. But no, I'm gonna do it because I think it's gonna be a really cool idea and it's worth taking the chance. And I'm pulling out the papers that I cut, and we're gonna start. All right, it's a little bit windy out here, so I've got some weights here to hold my papers down, but I've cut them all right to the edge. So where it gets to the back edge of the shelf, it's gonna be a straight line. And I've matched each pair of maps up so that they look really great beside each other. So here's one set, for example. Doesn't that look great? And they just both happen to have Antarctica at the same spot. So there we go. And then I'll just trim it here at this edge. And then on this front part, you can see how it isn't quite flat. See how it's got that little T-tongue sticking out there? So I'll have to, with the Mod-Podge, we'll have to, like, we'll probably bend it over, but then it'll have to be fixed a little bit with an X-Acto knife to get it around that piece. All right, so I've finally gotten all the pieces cut exactly to size, and wow, did that take a while. There's a lot of corners and edges and stuff, but I have a big decision to make now. See how this is laid out? Like, this is what it would look like. This is sort of the straight version, you know? I've got two pieces of paper with a seam right here that you can kind of see, but like, it's really interesting and cool looking. I like the graphics of it. That would look great. The other option is sort of more out there. I have to show you inside the shed here on my freezer, because if I did this out on the actual piece of furniture, it would blow away in this wind right now, but it would look kind of like this. So let's picture it with the camera. It would look, there you go, like that on the shelf, you know, when it was all cut right to size and everything. And I really like the look of that too. And I can't decide which way I should do it, sort of the straighter version, or since it's on white, it would look just like it does here on the freezer with the white stripe. With the white stripes right in the middle. Whee! Okay, so what I decided to do was on the middle shelf, do it this way with the strips, and see how I like it. And so what I'm doing is putting on a little bit of Mod-Podge on my paintbrush, laying it down. It's hard to get it with one hand here while I'm filming. Okay, so laying it down on here, making sure to get the front because I want it to just overlap. Get a nice good coat on there without leaving it everywhere. One strip's worth at a time. Then I'm coming in here to the where I've laid it out on the freezer, and I'm pulling it over here and doing one strip at a time. Now on this one, so I'm going to take it right to the edge there and bring it over to the front here. Now the trick is it'll crinkle all up, it'll wrinkle something awful, so you've got to stretch it and stretch it now, because you can't do it later once it's hardened. But see how ready, see right there how it's starting to wrinkle, and you do not want that. So if you have to, just lift it up and start over. I've got to set the camera down so I can do it. Okay, so here's this half of the shelf. I think I'll have another piece over here in a little bit, but I took half of what the layout was in there. And the important thing is, see how it doesn't look like there's really a lot of bumps and stuff. And where, if you see any, once it's at this stage, you can't really get them out. So, I mean, you can't lift it up and start over because it's already drying. So you just have to smush it out a little bit, the best you can. All right, there is the first shelf done with the hodgepodge and the Mod-Podge. There it is. So it's gonna dry and I'll cut it back down, and now I'm gonna go for the other shelves. Well, I am frustrated here because these big pieces look really great from a distance, I gotta say, but close up, I'm afraid you can see all these wrinkles because I could not get it flattened out. I have tried and I have tried, and I've got the green fingers to show for it. But I cannot straighten this out. I did try using the credit card method, but that didn't work. And oh, this just looks awful. I mean, I don't really care about stuff like that on my things for my house, so maybe I guess this is going to be a piece for me and not a piece for sale. But I'm really disappointed. I wanted this to work better. Well, I can say that the strips look really good. I mean, there's a few wrinkles, but really the strips are a lot easier to manage. Now I'm kind of wishing I had done all strips, but this is already starting to dry and I don't want to ruin them. So there's that. What do you think? I would love to know what you guys use to straighten out your Mod-Podge decoupage things, because I haven't found anything that doesn't rip it when it's this big anyway. I'm afraid I'm going to just deteriorate the paper with a lot of rubbing. So I'd love to hear your input on that. All right, so today we have finished with all the major decoupage, all 5 shelves. Right on. That makes me really happy. It's the Mod-Podge is all over the top, and now it's just gonna dry. And I'm deciding what to do with the side pieces. May leave them white. Inside we may paint blue, or may do it the other way around. White on the inside, blue on the outside. I don't know, but that's gonna be it for tonight, and we'll come back to it tomorrow with a fresh mind. All right, so these came out great. Nice and flat because they're small. The other shelves are pretty wrinkly. I'm doing it here up against the sunlight so you can really see the wrinkles. That's a lot of wrinkles. But you know what? The truth is, when you feel it, they're really small. But I've got to say that the bottom set of shelving is really bumming me out. I mean, these are big, big bubbles. I mean, look at that sucker. This is filled with really big bubbles. And these do not feel small when you're touching them. This one, but look at that, it's like the Nile River going through there. So I am gonna try something I saw online. Okay, I'm gonna try on this one that's way over here in the back and in the corner on the bottom to see if anybody, because if it's really visible and looks awful, no one will really be able to see it that well. What I was told was to slice it open with a case cutter and Mod-Podge it and see if it'll flatten out. All right, and the first thing I want to try with that is that I do have a bone thingamajiggy. I forget what it's called. What's it called? A piece of bone that you use for folding, a folding tool. Well, that's not helping at all, though. Here's the problem. See there, the paper, where am I going? The paper is printed blue, but it's a white paper, and the white is gonna show through if I cut all these holes, all these strips in there. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. What the heck? I'm gonna give it a try on this big one. Oh, see, that's a big bunch of Mod-Podge under there. I can feel it. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that did sort of work. Okay, well, it's not the best because you can see through to the white of the paper. So it's not my favorite idea, but it did get that really big bubble out. All right, and maybe I'll do it over here since this is a white section right here. I'll try it on this side too. Let's see if it works. Oh, that works a lot better because you don't even see that cut. Oh, that one worked great. I mean, it didn't take out the whole bubble. For this kind of project, it's gonna do. And then see here, from this side, you don't notice any of those wrinkles. Really, I don't know. I think life is just too short, man, to worry about this stuff. I had so much fun taking that set of shelving out of the dump and turning it into something really fun and cool and not worrying about if it was perfect in every way. For me, it adds color and joy to my life, and so I'm going to show you how I use it now. This shelf has become a really great addition to the little room I use to make art. It stores a lot of my paints and brushes and some of my goodies to play with. And I just love being able to see all these great colors and remember the fun that I had making it and enjoy what it adds to my life. And so I really do not care that it isn't perfect. And if I look closely enough, I could probably still find some of the little air bubbles at the bottom, but I never think about that. I just love and enjoy the bright colors it gives me, and it sort of invites me to put all my other colorful things right on this table. So here's to living yummy and making really fun and beautiful art that doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be great and make our hearts sing. All right, take care.